Hey everybody, welcome back. Thank you for joining me for another video. I said I'd be back quickly and voila, here I am trying to stay on top of all of the royal news that's coming out. Now I'm going to start off this video firstly by saying I'm going to do the long leap video in a completely separate video just because I've got so much footage and lovely pictures and I want to actually spend a decent amount of time on it to share with some of you guys who might actually think about going there yourselves. So that will come as a cheeky few minute long video either later on today or tomorrow. So those of you that aren't interested, you just don't need to click on it because it will not contain anything to do with the royal family. But for the rest of you, I had some really interesting comments on yesterday's video and it's made me go, hands up, you got me, or hands down, I can't remember which it is, but it's to do with what I said about Harry. If it wasn't for Harry, we wouldn't have the Invictus Games. I didn't like the way there was so much negativity directed at the Invictus Games because of people's dislike from Harry. So I was trying to say, you know, this is more about them than it is him. But as it turns out, a couple of you have sent me some stuff. Now, I know for a lot of you, you're like me. We've all been led to believe the marketing and everything is the Invictus Games is Harry's. The Invictus Games, obviously, we know it's a copy of the Warrior Games, but the Invictus Games was set up for Harry and Harry was heavily involved in it. Well, someone sent me this and I honestly did not know this and I stand corrected. The Invictus Games was in fact an initiative set up by the Royal Foundation, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge and Prince Harry. The event was organised by a specially trained committee supported by the delivery team of the 2012 Olympics and Paralympics. The person heading it up was Sir Keith Mills, a British entrepreneur who founded the Air Miles, which is the loyalty programme for frequent flyers that lots of different companies use. In 2003, Sir Keith was appointed the international president and CEO of the 2012 Olympics and Paralympic Games bid. In 2014, his experience with both games, that's, listen to the word in here, he established and became the chairman of the Invictus Games. He worked alongside Prince Harry and Prince William and now the Princess of Wales, Catherine. It was set up, the Invictus Games, by all three of them. This is why Prince William was at a lot of the games in the beginning. It was set up when they were a threesome. So obviously Harry was getting in a lot of trouble and I think they tried to make it more Harry's thing to give him something positive for the public to love about him. He did obviously care about the veterans and it's possibly one of the few things that Harry's genuinely been interested in the past because of obviously serving, and then he really enjoyed himself at the Warrior Games in America, which the Invictus Games is based on. But for this whole narrative to have been pushed that Harry is the person that created it, we knew there was a team behind it. We knew it was to do with the palace. But the fact that this has actually been sent to me and it reads that it was always the three of them, it really does change the narrative for how Harry is claiming it and of course now monetizing it. And he's monetized it in the sense where he's got his company who have now become part of it, Better Up, who are questionable anyway from what I've been reading, and of course he has included it in part of his and Meghan's multi-million-pound deal with Netflix to get coverage. So as I said, it just puts a whole new narrative on Harry claiming this as his own. Now, before we get on to the duplicitous duo, let's talk Catherine, Princess of Wales. And I've got to mention that new hairstyle again. She looks absolutely gorgeous on her latest engagement. She's wearing a dark blue, I think the colour is. You know, it's almost like those magic eye ones. Is it purple? Is it blue? And it's Alexander McQueen, again, a style that we know that Catherine loves. I'm wondering if she's worn Alexander McQueen for the last couple of days because the main designer that Catherine has worked alongside has actually stepped down. And it's a nice little bit of Catherine saying goodbye and thank you to her. Now, the main headline is obviously not Catherine's hair and her suit, as much as I absolutely love it. It's very Charlie's Angels, isn't it? But it's the fact that Catherine is in prison, or she was in prison. Thankfully for us, it was of her own free will, as it would certainly make some interesting headlines, wouldn't it? Princess of Wales in prison. That'd sell a few newspapers. The princess looked to be in great spirits, even as she was intensely searched by a trained drug detection officer and their handler. She looked pretty pleased with herself as she obviously passed with flying colours. Catherine was visiting the HMP His Majesty's Prison Highdown in Surrey to learn about how the inmates and families are being supported in their recovery from addiction. Catherine is patron of the Forward Trust charity, which helps people to break the cycle of crime and addiction. And after being greeted, thankfully, without the handcuffs by officers, she was shown what family members go through when they are visiting the prison as part of the security process. Highdown Prison is working on ways to ensure that the process is less stressful for visiting family members, especially children. Catherine said that it was actually great, it was calm, it was very controlled, and it wasn't intimidating at all, even with the gorgeous Poochie trying to see if she had anything naughty on her. Now, after Catherine's pat down and sniff down, she then met with inmates and learned about the addiction support programs that are available, such as The Bridge, which is an intensive abstinence-based program, and then also Stepping Stones, which, as you can probably guess by the name, is more for those who are to a dangerous and life-threatening stage where they just can't immediately stop. The prison also runs a series of workshops for families to take part in to help build trust and healthy relationships back up between the inmates and their families. As I can imagine, lots of people are affected by their loved ones fighting addiction and then ending up in prison as well. Aside from obviously having a tour of the prison and meeting with officials, Catherine met with inmates working at The Clink. It's an award-winning restaurant that trains inmates in hospitality, giving them future employment skills. I can imagine that they were certainly happy with receiving the royal seal of approval from the Princess of Wales, who said the food was absolutely delicious. Now, the visit was part in run-up to Addiction Awareness Week, which is in October, and this is part of Catherine's mental health drive, the campaigns, the various initiatives that she's involved in regarding healthy family relationships through the Royal Foundation. Now, as I said, I'm trying to keep these bite-sized so I can give you continuous content. So we're just going to move on over to the Invictus Games. And as I said, the Smile Assassin struck pretty quickly. I said in the last video, let's see what the next 24 hours bring. It took 2 hours for Harry to lose the grin, the sparkle in his eyes, his whole demeanour. His entire posture has completely changed and he is back to being hostage Harry. Meghan's reception as well, and the speech, everything, all I can say is awkward. Definitely awkward. First of all, on social media, we are being fed exactly what Meghan is wearing, honestly. The fact that Meghan is doing her own hair and makeup. I know. I did my own hair and makeup today, and I just want to know, where is my round of applause? I would like an award, please. It's the way it's being said, like this makes her down to earth, you know, we can relate to her. Meghan is doing her own makeup. How humble. The fact it's been reported that she flew in something like £40,000 worth of clothes, that's her flight clothes. And then she is staying in a 2,000 plus night suite at the Hyatt. So that would be $16,000 for their brief stay in the country. Can you imagine that sort of money just being given to the Invictus Games? And it does make you wonder who is paying for it, alongside the security and the fact that Meghan is being escorted around in, one newspaper reported, limos. Again, it kind of goes, she's so down to earth, she does her own makeup. She's so down to earth. She's such a humanitarian. She's literally spending thousands of pounds a day to just visit a charitable event. So Harry's smile. Let's talk about the fact that Harry's smile has completely disappeared. And in one particular photograph, Meghan let her mask slip. She's got her Mean Girl's face on here. Now, I can only presume that someone has shouted something from up the top because the other people look tense around them. But it's Meghan's whole demeanour. She's blocking Harry. She's targeting someone. Someone's in serious trouble. And I just find it really bizarre. One, that Meghan has got her blouse unbuttoned to pretty much her waistband. Perhaps that's what the person who shouted from the balcony. It's not boo or go home, Meghan. It's button it up. And that can be implied for more ways than one, because obviously Meghan, as someone said in the Daily Mail, it didn't take her long to find the microphone, and Harry's demeanour completely changed. Meghan naturally starts off by discussing herself, her unscripted, off-the-cuff speech. I'm really proud to be part of the Invictus family. I'm grateful for all of you that are here. Yes, Meghan, they're not here to see you. She's grateful that they could all come. Really? I'm grateful to be here would possibly sound a little bit better. I'm sorry that I was late to the party. Well, again, it's a little bit more than the party, Meghan. But this is obviously the way that she's viewing the fact that she has had her own separate entrance to Harry. Harry's been there, she comes in a few days later, and then she gets her own entrance. But it's not going really well. So the speech continues. I had to spend a little more time at home getting our little ones settled, getting milkshakes. This is obviously because Meghan was photographed without the children at an In-N-Out burger place. She was there to get milkshakes for her children. Maybe next time take the children with you. I'm sure they'd love the experience. But bizarrely, aside from talking about collecting milkshakes, that's why she's late, she also said that she was busy doing school drop-offs. Right, first of all, if anyone believes that Meghan's doing her own school drop-offs, I've got toasted ice to sell you. Secondly, the kids are 2 and 4 years old. Archie might be going to creche, she might be going to play dates. He's certainly not going to school unless they've already carted their kids off into some sort of boarding school at 4 years old. So then while she's on the subject of the kids, she said, I hope one day to bring them. Well, why didn't you bring them? They're 2 and 4 years old. Their parents go out quite a lot, considering Harry spoke about his trauma of his father not being there. And the fact that Doria is often accompanying them, they're clearly with nannies. I don't understand why not bring the children with you to the Invictus Games. The same nannies can look after them on the plane, in the hotel, and then you get to see them at the end of each day. So for Meghan to say, I hope one day to bring them, it is making people go, well, why not bring them this time? It's not as if at 2 and 4 years old, they should be concerned about ruining their education by pulling them out of schools. They're not sitting exams at 2 and 4 years old. Now, in another part of the speech, which obviously this has caused a little bit of people to go, is she for real? Can she not read the room? She has got no self-awareness. She talks about the importance of family and family connection. She doesn't speak to any of her family members, bar her mum, and her niece was allowed to appear in the Netflix footage, who we've not seen since, because I'm presuming that she was a little bit useful to say, oh, Meghan's so lovely. No, I love her so much, because Meghan needed more than one family member. Her niece wasn't at the wedding, but Meghan doesn't speak to any of her families, the aunties, the uncles, both sides. 2 of her uncles, one each side, the Markle side and the Raglan side, have died. Meghan didn't even so much as send a condolence card to her aunties. She has completely destroyed all of Harry's relationships with all of his friends in the UK and all of his family members. She had no problem taking photographers, no doubt a film crew and a massive team of staff to capture her compassion in action. Yet when her father suffered a very, very debilitating stroke, not so much as a phone call to dear old dad. Hypocrisy is completely lost on this woman. She is a wrecking ball when it comes to destroying family relationships, hers and other people's. But in a turn of events, you'll be pleased to know that the veterans aren't all applauding and cheering. And in fact, whilst Meghan was giving this speech, the veterans were over-talking her. The room was not quiet. Everyone was completely just getting on with whatever it was that they found more interesting, and it wasn't Meghan. And Harry knows it. Look at Harry, look at his hands in his pockets, he's fiddling with his belt. He is absolutely realising, she's not going to like this, I'm probably going to get it in the neck later. It must be completely exhausting to be constantly looking and worrying about your partner's reactions to work out whether you're about to have a good time or a really, really bad time. Now, some of the photographs have been of an absolute beautiful quality, the capturing of the real emotions, and you exclude the fact that Harry's in some of them. But no, seriously, the photographs are wonderful that are coming out of the Invictus Games. Some of them, just looking at them, invoke emotion and make you sort of like well up a little bit. But I will say that the photographs have also completely changed regardless of the photographer. Before, we had lots of natural shots of Harry in the audience, mingling with people, laughing and joking. He wasn't looking at the camera. Now we have these style photographs, which are Meghan's style. At all of the other Invictus Games that we've seen Meghan at, she seems to prefer the posed photographs. I think that for her, it feels like that she is the star. The attention is still very much on her. Hence why her mask still slips when she feels like that she's being ignored or not given enough attention. She likes the attention to be on her, and a prime example of of this is Meghan had recently declared that she is 43% Nigerian, so found a Nigerian athlete, Glory, to have her photograph with. Again, it looks so natural, not posed whatsoever. But what makes it worse is Meghan loudly declared for the reporters, "You're my Nigerian sister," as she hugged her. I can feel my back teeth wanting to jump out my mouth before I break my jaw, cringing. Then you have Meghan hand in hand, the newspapers say, in a sweet moment with Tara, a Ukrainian military medic who was captured by Russian forces. She had appeared in the final episode of Heart of Invictus. But as for the sweet gesture, look at Meghan. Really look at Meghan close up. Look at her face, look at her arm and her hand. She's not holding her hand affectionately. She's not paying any attention to her. She's tense as hell. It's all staged, it's all for the cameras, and it's all about Meghan using the Invictus Games for her own promotion. Now, as I said would happen, these are the photographs from today. Harry is back to being hostage Harry. He's lost the sparkle in his eyes. He's not smiling. He's almost paranoid, looking around. I am beginning to think that the crowds are not as welcoming of Meghan, in all honesty. I think that they've tolerated Harry. They don't seem to be doing the same for her. But Harry is glued to her. He just looks stressed. Even his posture has completely changed. He's back to being her puppy and following her around, checking that she's okay. All she cares about is finding that camera. I do believe that people are shouting stuff or booing just by the reactions that I'm seeing. It's very similar to the reactions that we saw at the Jubilee. As I said, they've tolerated him. She is not getting the same sort of reception. The fact that they completely talked over her speech. And I don't blame the veterans or their families either. There is an amazing love and support for the veterans, and especially these games. And Meghan is using them for positive coverage for herself because they have got nothing else left. No one wants to touch them anymore. America have said that they are more unpopular now than ever before. Spotify, as we know, has dumped them. Dior will shut the door in their face before it even got off the ground. Everything to do with this couple is completely collapsing. Meghan is there for herself. She is not there for the veterans. She is not there for the games. And she is not there for her husband. But I'm not going to end the video on a sour note because I saw this meme earlier. It's from a person that I follow called the Lean Meme Machine, and she doesn't disappoint. But this one, honestly, I sprayed coffee out of my nose. It was to do with the photograph of Meghan looking so tense when she was getting ready to get on the plane at LAX airport, and I'm sorry, it's just too good not to share. I'm probably going to hell for it, but you know, hey ho, at least it'll be warm. So be back with you guys really soon. Take care for now. Bye.